for real cider lovers.
There's a real tension about the place now. You can feel it ahead of this grand final, championship grand final. Sheffield, been here, done it, got the winners' medals 12 months ago. Looking for a unique double this year. The first side, if they win it, to win it back-to-back. Mitchell Stringer, the player of the year in the championship, waiting to lead them out. And on the other side, it's Batley. Not used to these kind of occasions. You look through their lineup, and Ben Black's been in the grand final a couple of times for Halifax, but there ain't much more big match experience to be had in there. But they do have big game players who are very capable of delivering. If you can't get up for this game, then you can't get up for any, because they are two teams who love to entertain, and in the sunshine here at Leigh Sports Village, there should be a final that entertains. Andrew Henderson with that familiar hat on his head. I think it keeps the cold out of his ears. Getting ready here, Patch Walker, such a success this year, having signed at the start of the year from Dewsbury. And Johnny Campbell, free from the suspension that saw him miss the game, the breathtaking game against Featherstone a week ago, back on the wing again today. Matt Thomason is our referee for this final, and of course, it being Premier Sports, then you know that we do have the video referee, and we will hear from Phil Bentham as and when required. But here we go, the ball kicked downfield. It will be Batley who get their hands on that ball for the very first time here. Johnny Campbell with a nerve-settling run up to the 20 metres, and a chance for Sheffield to make their mark here. What do you reckon, Brian Noble?
Well, we'll see how that goes.
Oh, he's lost it.
Well, claiming a little bit of interference there, Anthony Mullally. Two decent carries, a good carry from Campbell, backed up from Mullally, but the referee adjudicated, just dropped it cold on play two. Not the start you want. It's important you get a good start in these big games.
Well, alongside us is David Woods as well here for this game, the Whitehaven coach. You'll have seen, well, you have seen both these sides up close and personal several times this season. Where's your money on this one?
Oh, look, I think both of them have are very good football sides, and Batley have done remarkably well. We've beaten both of these sides this year, and you know that they've both got a lot of strengths. I think Sheffield may just shade it at the moment.
Here's Shostak for Sheffield, putting the head down and driving it forward, and giving them a decent position. What, about 30 metres, just short of that. Henderson at dummy half, it's a little slow, moves it left to Batty, and Batty onto Brambani, spun away to Walker, and the short one for Knowles to try and burst his way through, but it's a forward pass, so handling mistakes apiece in these early stages. We'll have it for a couple, you have it for a couple. Head and feet for Batley here.
That's the element of nerves, just a little bit on the execution. He adjudicated that Knowles received the forward pass from, I think it was Walker, and so they're swapping one error for another one.
Well, they will be nervous times, won't they? In these early stages, everybody looking to get their hands on the ball as quickly as possible, just to settle themselves into the game. Johnson going out from dummy half, or rather Greenwood going out from dummy half, as scumbling up towards that 30-metre mark. The hard work to do for the Batley big men here to try and drive themselves inside Sheffield territory. Mennell's the man at dummy half this time. Here comes Mullally. Sheffield's defence is working hard. Henderson with a good tackle on that occasion. And finally, it's moved on to Gareth Moore, who's sacked by the oncoming defence, but it wasn't the sixth. It was only the fifth. They were looking to kick early, so they have an element of respite. And out from dummy half, Mennell will kick in. That's not a bad one. Hits the ground.
That's a good kick from Mennell. Disrupted their last play option, whereas Gareth Moore was tracked down and sacked, as you quite rightly say, but it's real handy having a hooker that can kick the ball out of dummy half and rectify the situation and find you some decent field position.
Henderson, oh, the ball's come free here and knocked on. Well, QLT's having a look at and saying that was possibly stolen. But the referee has given it as a knock-on.
There's an element of loose carrying there. The ball was coming out, I feel, and there may have been a little Batley finger in there, but
what a position it's given Batley. 6 tackles to have a go, 20 metres away from their opponent's line. 3.5 minutes played. This is Black now, taking them on. Tackled well again. Sheffield's defence having to work hard in this set at the very least. Here comes Walton, Jason Walton. On his way to Brian Noble's Salford next year, of course. Moved on, and more with a skip. Shostak with the hug of a tackle that pulls him down, 10 metres out, and a big drive forward that is held up just about by that Sheffield line. Here's Moore. This now is Black. Kept it alive superbly well. Lindsay trying to push his head through. Sheffield defending superbly well. On the 6 it comes again. Black puts the kick and a little pass in. It bounces into the hands of Walton, and Sheffield survives.
I'll tell you what, if that had been a better pass from Black, Walton's every chance of getting in there. Was a difficult tackle, down by his toes, and great tackle from Yeri in the end.
Here comes Batty. Eddie Batty, as we mentioned earlier, signed a new deal this week. It will keep him at Sheffield for another year, at the very least. Tolapapa, a Samoan. And Henderson, the man at dummy half. It's going to be a kick, finally, from Bambani. I tell you what, that's a big one as well, isn't it? It's got a bit of a hold-up bounce, which takes some sting out of it. And Johnson on the collect can bring it back. And all 4 wingers are very good at bringing it back as well, aren't they?
Well, we highlighted it in the show, didn't we, the pre-match show, and those 6 players in the backfield have been very, very explosive for both teams this year.
Well, we've been blessed by the weather today on Kingston Press Championships Finals Day. We've been blessed by 2 good games so far. If you're just switching on for this one, you should have been with us at 11:30 this morning, because the conference final won by Lee Rangers Miners. Lee Miners Rangers even against Wigan St Pat's was a good game, and just as entertaining. Rochdale Sheffield penalty here. High tackle by Eddie Batty, no doubts about that, around the chin of Anthony Mullally.
I'm impressed with Mullally here, because he gets rattled around the chops from Batty, which is a poor tackle, but he jumps straight up, he doesn't lie down. Obviously that would have hurt, spit half of his tooth out, I'm sure, in the process, but Batty puts his hands up straight away, and the right spirit. Yes, it was a penalty, and yes, he's gotten up and got on with it.
And they're going for a goal here. Gareth Moore, Dave Woods, we saw Batley adopt this kind of approach to the game against Lee when they played here. Any chance they get for go for 2, they will go for 2.
Yeah, I think they've got to do that, especially in a big game like this. You know, it's there's a lot of pressure on, a lot at stake out there, and they've got an opportunity to get 2 points. So I think every time they get down there, I'm sure they'll look to take the points.
Well, it's likely to be close here, so every moment matters, as Gareth Moore will know. He struck it well enough with that left foot. Oh, it's gone wide. It's gone wide. I was looking at the Batley fans behind the sticks to see if they were celebrating, and noticed they weren't, and then spotted the linesman who kept the flag down.
2 balls up, mate.
Yeah, he missed it there.
He missed it. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, he missed it.
I think you are.
Let's go.
So it's a drop from the 20. All things being equal, Batley get the ball back again, so all is not lost from that point of view. And here comes Campbell. Ash Lindsay's the man at dummy half, and Batley looking to establish position again through Byron Smith. 3 defenders there, Batty and Shostak and Henderson, to make sure his progress kept to a minimum, and left it goes again. And here comes Davis, making that kind of run that we're used to him making. The former Castleford man, he really works hard down that left channel. They're looking for a penalty. Felt the defenders weren't square, but it's played on. Here's Black again with a short one, and almost Byron Smith. Just enough of a challenge made. Mennell up to the line, left it goes again. Lindsay spins it back. This is Ben Black. Black puts it to the in-goal area. Chased hard enough, but rescued by Tom Armstrong. They'll have to settle for a drop out underneath the stick.
Strong start from Batley, isn't it? They look enthusiastic carrying the ball. They're playing the ball quickly, which is testing the Sheffield defence. Smart play, offload play on the last play, and Black finds a precision kick that gives them the ball back again. Repeat set.
Well, it's the Batley fans in decent voice. Somebody was telling me recently they were bringing, I think it was 13 or 14 coaches full of supporters here for this game today. And here comes Byron Smith back towards that Sheffield line. Mennell's the man at dummy half. Lindsay, Ash Lindsay. Just such a tough player, isn't he, Ash Lindsay? Picks up and plays it well enough, and Mennell collects here and has a little dash and dart himself, stretching them a bit. Bretherton waits this time at dummy half. It's a penalty for hanging on from Michael Knowles. And this again is very kickable. Just to underline the fact they have indicated they are going for goal.
You'd have to say these first 8, 9, 10 minutes they've looked very vigorous, haven't they, Batley? Adjudicated that Michael Knowles has tried to crawl over him like a spider, so you're not allowed to do that.
Gareth Moore's 100th career appearance today. Former Leeds junior, of course. He played at Wakefield. He plays for Scotland. He's on the move at the end of this season. Here he comes, and this time, when you look at the Batley fans, they are reaching to the air in celebration because it has gone between the sticks. And Batley have the early lead with 10 minutes played by 2 points to nil. A nod in agreement from the Batley coach, John Keir. They are up and running. And how important is it, those early points, those first points in a final like this?
I think it helps to settle the nerves. It gives a reflection of the ascendancy for Batley early on, 2 points.
Taken safely enough here by Campbell. Joe Hurst in to make the tackle. Greenwood up from dummy half. Mullally trying to force his way through again, but it's a swarm of Sheffield defenders that are around him. Sheffield, of course, won it last year, this grand final. They lost the year before by a record margin against Featherstone, but got their retribution 12 months ago. So a lot of these players in this Sheffield team very used to this particular occasion. Here comes a kick. Quentin Lullatagaga, first time we've seen him with ball in hand, with a bit of open field in which to run, and we know what he can do, but not this time. Campbell up there to meet him, and he's claiming, Campbell, that Quentin Lullatagaga knocked on there as well.
Quite a vociferous claim as well, isn't it?
Here's Henderson. Brambani, dummies, has a run, takes them on, but Davis and Mullally are there to meet him. Here's Walker.
Brambani got hurt there.
Still down as well, he's holding the back of his leg. Here's Batty. 11 minutes play. Just a 2 points so far as Walker looks for touch but finds a Batley player. Armstrong's after this. Now, did this hit the player or did the player hit the ball?
I think it hit the player.
Yep. He's given head and feet to Batley. And Brambani's still struggling here, and this is the reason why.
Well, he carries the ball. I don't think he gets his leg caught underneath, or get his foot caught in the ground to twist something. He's trying to walk it off now, isn't he? Hard to see what he's done there.
Seemed to be holding the back of his hamstring. I'm not sure if that was the particular problem. But it's Batley who should get possession here, right in the halfway line. Looking to make inroads in the Sheffield half again. Yere's across to make that tackle. Looking forward to watching him playing for the Papua New Guineans in the World Cup that's up and coming. Here's Walton, good ball away, and suddenly a chance for Campbell to show his pace. And Campbell with a quite sensational try. You'd have made him second, third, maybe even fourth favourite to get there, with all those Sheffield players around him. But what about the pace, and what about the finish?
Well, hats off to Jason Walton, who makes the play. Goes at the line, finds an outline, and then gets Campbell. And QL3 says he could have the sideline, and he takes it. He offers him in, says, I've got your number, mate. And he just kicks on again. Walton with the clever play, the smart play. Campbell with the speed and the kick step and the speed again, and the flying finish. Great play from Jason Walton, trapped in the wing of Turner, and just kick-stepped and went again and left QLT for dead, didn't he?
Well, we've seen all these wingers score some great tries over the years, haven't we? And that is right up amongst them. Right up amongst them.
Great finish.
So 6-0 they lead. And if Gareth Moore puts this one over, then we're looking at a 2-score lead. Much too early in the game to read too much significance into that fact, but not too early to say that Batley are making a very good start here. Here he comes from the touchline. It seemed to be going wide and then corrected itself mid-air, and between the sticks it goes. What about that for a kick? And Batley lead by 8 points to 0.
That was a terrific kick, but he didn't look like to miss it here. But watch Jason Walton here, in and out, beats the half-back, releases the winger, and there's the kick step. Great to watch, great finish.
Well, Mark Aston, food for thought in these early stages. His side lead trailed by those 8 points, but he'll be a long, long, long way from panicking just yet. It's a difficult restart here, and the slip from Black didn't help Batley's cause, but they have got possession back again. So Dave Woods, what about that for a try?
Well, it's a tremendous try, and like Brian said, full credit to Walton there. He little in and away and drew the winger and did a great job to send Campbell down that sideline, but he did a tremendous job as well to beat QLT. But a great start from the Batley side. They really come out full of energy, and you know, look, they're taking a lot of momentum into this game because they've been playing pretty good footy the last few weeks, so they'll be very confident about what they can do.
So 6 games, isn't it? They've won their last 5 matches. This would be their 6th game on the bounce, were they to win it, and they've won those games on occasions in a really nervy amphitheatre with the golden points, etc. Here comes a kick away from Gareth Moore, left-footed, caught easily enough by Missy Tolapapa. Here comes the Samoan on the return, but his edge blunted by a very good chase by those Batley defenders. So what about QLT? Fancy footwork put on, but nothing fancy about the defence, just very effective.
Yeah, it's good defence from Batley. They know the threats that Sheffield pose, and early in the start of the game they'll have that enthusiasm and the energy levels to do that. It's important that they keep it going for a good 80.
Here comes Henderson. And he's almost back to where he started from, and 4 tackles have gone here. Sheffield still behind the 40-metre mark. And that's tackle 5. So they'll be looking for a decent kick to finish things. Brambani does get it away, looking for the corner. He's found the grass. Bit of a return to do, but it's gone behind the dead ball line, so it will be a tap back on the 20 here. Quick return as well from Greg Johnson. Here's Greenwood. Skipping away from one challenge and then running into a very firm wall of 2 more.
Move! Onside! Go.
Johnson. Taking on Yere, coming off second best. Patch Walker there as well. Hammered in as Batley take it beyond the halfway line.
Onside! Go.
Here's Mennell. This time it's Byron Smith. 5 tackles, the referee's arms raised in the air. Next play is the last, so they'll go for the kick again. Little scampering run, and Black's almost caught in possession. It was a forward pass as he tried to get it away, and that's a victory for the Sheffield defence on this occasion.
That's a last play victory. Decent set from Batley. Disrupted the kick play. Black threw it forward, quite clearly forward to Marley. Sheffield in good field position with a turnover.
Here's Stringer. Henderson. Peter Green is on from the interchange bench. Here's Pat Walker. QLT's involved again, and Knowles fills a dummy left and then tries to brush past them but doesn't achieve that second attempt. It's Mensa Yere. Still got tackles in the bag here. They've still got a couple of plays to go. So Henderson from dummy half will turn it to Green, and Green running straight into Byron Smith. And that's where he'll stop. But there's one to go. Henderson. Walker tries to slide it through. It's collected by Walton, and Walton runs it clear on a safe pair of hands.
Well, what Sheffield have been good at in recent weeks is ensuring they get some ball back and getting their field position right. But Walton read that one and gave Batley the opportunity to ruck the ball out.
I think both sides, you know, they're very evenly matched. You look at their halves, you look at their hookers and the big men out in the front. And then, you know, you look at the back three, very evenly matched. I think the bench is going to play a very, very important part today, especially in these conditions. So it'll be interesting to see what, you know, what bench can come on and really lift their side.
Well, 6 tackle, it's kicked out of dummy half again. It's not got a great distance on it, not as much as what they've wanted anyway. And Turner can pick it up and collect it and run it back, and looking for that 40-metre mark, but he's going to be stopped before he gets there by a yard or two. Brambani picks up from dummy half. Here's Quentin Olatagai out to Tom Armstrong. He's once a player in these parts, wasn't he, Tom Armstrong? He was a Swinton player. This would have been home at pitch a couple of years ago.
What we saw in the last kick as well, Dave, was that there is still quite a considerable wind out there, down on at field pitch level. And I think it's favouring Sheffield in this half.
Well, it's Davies on the field here now from dummy half, who made that last little blistering effort, and Green carries it forward again. That's the 5th. Davey moves up. Back it comes to Walker with a kick, the measured kick, and here's the chase, and it just bounces away from Turner. Tell you what, it wasn't a bad effort, wasn't it?
I think that's a set play. I think Mark Aston's identified that Campbell's pretty short, and maybe in previous games, because if he puts this on a sixpence, Turner's got a clean catch and a score. Watch out for that one again. I think that's a set play. I think they're looking to exploit the shortened defensive line of Batley on this right-hand side.
He's going down. I know. Okay, go. Stay outside.
So the ball will be fed by Ben Black. Batley looking to it again here. Danny Morn in his last game today, of course. Danny Morn, he retires after this match today. He started at Wigan's Academy a long time ago now.
Chopping him in. He chopped him in.
Greenwood. Here's Ben Black at dummy half. Players lined up behind him here to try and get it downfield as far as they possibly can. Hit forward by Byron Smith. Sheffield's defence working hard to keep Batley where they are, if they can. Ash Lindsay, half break by him. And that's the 5th. Bit of momentum here, so Sheffield's defence is on the back foot. Makes it easy here for Black to get that kick in. Not as much pressure on him. And for that reason, the kick's a very good one, and QLT has to bring it away. And look at the gamble taken here. We've seen them do that so often. Scott Turner is tackled 5 yards away.
Great kick chase.
Menziere bulldozing his way forward. Having got it there, you've got to get your defenders there, haven't you? And Batley's defenders got it there sharply. Here's Green. Sheffield have won the last 8 meetings between these two clubs, by the way. So there's no form on the board in terms of head-to-heads from Batley's point of view. Patch Walker with a kick. Caught safely by Greenwood. Greenwood runs it back. It's a wall of red waiting for him. And no way through. But I love John Keir's optimism. I mean, even with a stat like that, he'll say, well, that means we're 1 game closer to beating them. They might have beaten us the last 8 times, but we're 1 game closer to putting that right.
And I agree with him.
Keegan Hurst, the big man, who's on from the bench. Mennell. And another man who's fairly fresh from that interchange bench. Alex Rowe, the good offload as well. Mennell moves it to that left-hand side. The defence was advancing. Tolapapa came out there, and perhaps just as well, because they were developing things on that left flank. Here's Ash Lindsay. And that was tackle 5. 18 minutes of the half remaining. Up goes the kick. It's sky high off the boot of Gareth Moore. Comes down in no man's land, and it's an easy take for Armstrong in the end, who might be able to develop something here. Runs into to Walton. There's a bit of an overlap there, had he been able to get it away. It's a very quick play, the ball. That's good. Here is Turner. And Walton stayed down. You see him in the back of your picture just gingerly picking himself up again. It's Michael Knowles. Davy. Menziera. Just inside the Batley half.
You got a finger in the eye, did Walton?
Don't speak with your mouth full. What's your mother told you? Just a big wine gum in your mouth and then you try and say something. Here comes Walker with a kick. And it's just out of play. Just out of play, head and feet for Batley. Now have you swallowed?
I have.
Good. So Dave Woods, what are you making of all this? 23 minutes played.
Well, I like the look of Batley early on. I think they're very, very enthusiastic. The kick that they just put in a minute ago, the chase was tremendous, and you know they're really up for this game. And John Keir, I was talking to him down in the tunnel earlier, and he was a little bit nervous. His fingers were going already, and he was looking to see which way the wind was going. So they're doing a great job into that little bit of a breeze.
All right, let's go.
Walton's okay. He's moving himself back into that defensive line.
Okay, Walton, off, please.
A rather attacking line, if you like, because it'll be Batley who should get the ball back here.
Come on, let's go. Out.
And they do, but they've got a long way to go, and Sheffield will sense that they've got an opportunity here to really ramp up the pressure in defence and keep this Batley side penned if they can. Carried by Davis. Here comes Rowe. Going against the grain of that defence, running into Hurst, getting the offload as well. He's done that a couple of times already, hasn't he?
Yeah, he likes an offload, does Alex Rowe, and it's important that both Mennell and when Flanagan comes off the bench that they're the wicket keepers in that respect. They've got to clean up all the things that come firing out of these big blokes.
Lindsay.
Gosh, he does some work, doesn't he, Ash Lindsay?
5 gone. Here comes the last. Another kick out from dummy half, and again it's a really good kick because it just puts the ball on the ground. Turner reasonably well with the return. They try to put him off to play the ball, but he got a quick one away. And a diving challenge from Johnny Campbell. He was quite literally a speed bump, hurling himself at the feet of Menziera. Not once but twice. And this is Green. Peter Green.
Move! Onside! Go! 4! Move! Wait! Hold!
Quentin Lola-Togaga up at dummy half. Here's Mitchell Stringer. On it comes again. Menziera looking to create something here, showed the dummy. Slipped as he took the challenge of Campbell. And on the sixth tackle, Michael Knowles has the ball in his hand. It hits a Batley player. Oh, that's going to be offside, that's it.
Surely.
Well, the referee had a whistle in his mouth, but has said play on. And Batley, perhaps, to everybody's relief, come up with possession. And Greenwood runs it back.
Didn't he just chip kick it forward to him?
He did, and he was going to blow the whistle, but he looked across and his touch judge gave him the all clear. Who was in line with it?
Well, having seen the replay, I think the touch judge might have had an argument there.
Hold! Go!
So Batley leading by 8 points to 0. And Rowe's done it again with the offload. Keeping them alive, keeping them going. Walton now. And Walker does well to wrap him up and put him down and just blunt his particular challenge. And Rowe comes forward again, carrying it forward, keeping that right arm free. Arms around him, all over his body. Trying to pull him down, and they do, but he's just inside the Sheffield half. And Batley working up a bit of momentum here. Left it goes to Davis. Davis spins it on again. Step by Danny Moore back towards the middle.
Well, Dave Woods, to my right, mentioned about the benches. Alex Rowe certainly played his part since he's come off the sideline.
And a really steady kick from Gareth Moore puts it out of play. Sheffield's head and feet, 10 from their own line. But they'll be feeling the pressure at the moment, the Sheffield side, won't they?
Oh, they will, definitely. You know, they're really under the pump, and you know, Batley are doing a good job. They look to be exploiting the right-hand defensive side of Sheffield and trying to get at Don Brambani there and make him do a lot of work, and that's where all their plays going, and they're doing a real good job at the moment.
They're taking their time with their head and feet, and I'm sure the forwards will be hoping that some of the outside backs can get a bit of work done here. Give them a bit of a breather now.
Go! 1-1.
Oh, Stringer's lost it. Nick Stringer trying to spin it away and has put it to the ground. It's the advantage play here. Flanagan won't try something or anything too flamboyant because he knows there's 6 tackles to go now. Davis driving it in. Flanagan having come on in place of Mennell. The change at dummy half. Flanagan again. Here comes Keegan Hurst. Spinning around. The big fella's still going. Still going. Eventually they pull him down. Urged on by those Batley supporters. Flanagan stands and waits again. Penalty. Holding down too long, and immediately Flanagan's looked round towards the bench, put his hand in the air with 2 fingers up to say, is that what we're doing? And the message clearly has come back, yes it is, my son, put it between the sticks.
They look too strong and too quick at the moment, don't they, Batley? Just can't quite get a foothold in the game. But you know what? That's on the back of what Batley are doing defensively as well. They're really disrupting the goal forward of Sheffield and making this game as uncomfortable as they possibly can.
So I'm sticking to a game plan there. Would there not have been a temptation on the field to say, actually, I know the coach said every time we get the chance go for 2, but, you know, we might have a go for 6 here.
Well, I think he's just Wayne Bennett in Australia. Any opportunity in a big game in a final, you take 2 points. I think John Keir is of a similar mind.
I don't think John Keir will be too disheartened with the comparison to Wayne Bennett, will he? Here comes Moore.
I hope not. It was meant as a compliment.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
But you look at Ben Black when they got the penalty. Ben Black was looking to the bench and he was putting 2 fingers up and saying, roll on. Which do you want us to do? So he was looking for guidance from John Keir. And I think Brian's right. I think in a game like this, when you do get down there, because they are on top, they're bringing the ball out of backfield very well. And the dummy half, Mennell's kicking from dummy half and getting Sheffield on the back foot. So they are coming up in all areas of the field on top at the moment.
Well, if you'd offered Batley a 10-point lead with half an hour played, I think they would have taken that, wouldn't they? Every day of the week. They have made a very good start, but we know just how much games can change, especially when there's so much time left to play. 10 minutes of this half, 40 minutes of the second. Sheffield have struggled. They were struggling against Halifax after 20 minutes, weren't they, a couple of weeks ago, and then ran away with it in the final hour of the game. So they have got a big response in their tank. Batley know that too.
I think Rose had a big impact off the bench.
He certainly has. He's carried the ball very strongly. Those little offloads that he's got has really created some problems for the Sheffield defence. There's another one there from Black, and it just gets him going forward that little bit more.
Lindsay put down just short of the halfway line and on the 5th tackle. So Flanagan out from dummy half will kick it away. He wouldn't mind this one going into touch. He wouldn't mind it holding up in the in-goal area. And the second of those is the fact. And the chase is good. And out comes the run of Scott Turner. Only 10 metres made. They're turning the screw here, Batley, aren't they? And they're doing it well. Missy Papa. But if any side has the outside backs to escape this kind of situation, it is Sheffield, and they will be held by a penalty here.
Yeah, Davis, hands all over the ball, and Talapapa. Talapapa had won the right to play the ball quickly, and Davis stuck his hands in it to play the ball.
He's going back in.
This is a strange move from Sheffield, one that we probably haven't seen a lot of. Michael Knowles going off. He wasn't happy when the trainer was saying to him, go off. Matty Garside looks like coming on for him as a replacement.
Alex.
We see it in the... we did see that happen in a game this season, didn't we? Garside on his left channel, and he was really effective, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, definitely. That was... I don't know, it was one of the games we did here, but and Garside had a great spell of about 30 minutes and did very, very well. But it is very strange to see Knowles go off so early in especially a big game like this.
Here comes Tom Armstrong, who takes it 10 metres away from that Batley line. So Sheffield sensing here they've got a chance of getting points on the board as Stringer puts it back to Brambani, and now to Walker, and Walker looks left, and here comes Quentin Lolita-Gagai, who's penned by a couple of defenders, going no further than that. Walker picks up again now. Peter Green puts his head down, runs hard, but goes down just as hard as well. So left it comes from Davey, and a real struggle here from Garside, but well, if he did get over the line, he never got a chance of putting it down, and he's pushed back to where he came from. So that was 5. Here comes 6. Out it goes to Walker. Walker across to Brambani. Brambani with a kick to the corner. There's plenty over there. Oh, it's taken superbly well, I think, by Talapapa. Well, the referee's having a look at this. There'll be an onside-offside decision to be made about it. There's all questions about grounding as well. So for the first time in this game, let's hear from our video referee, Phil Bentham.
Okay, first thing to check's the onside. The kick. On that one, it's a little bit tight on the centre. The winger definitely looks onside. We probably just need to check another camera angle if we've got it. I'm happy that the winger's onside, so we can go through to the grounding, please. Catches it cleanly, it's a fair challenge for the ball. And his foot lands on the line. So we go straight out to 20-metre restart.
Well, a quite clear and quite straightforward decision in the end, but boy, how close were we to acclaiming the athleticism of Missy Talapapa.
Well, he certainly got up there. He didn't get it down either. I think he dropped it, but his foot was on the line, but what a leap.
Certainly would have been a tremendous finish, because he did very well, but they isolated just one-on-one. It was a great little kick over the top, and very well taken from him.
So Batley survived that little scare. Sheffield perhaps encouraged by the fact that they very nearly got there. But here comes Davis to run it back, to shake off a would-be defender and have another go here and have another go. And eventually wrestled to the ground by Mitchell Stringer.
Fair enough.
Towards the middle it goes.
4.
There's Hurst. This is Lindsay. Down that left channel again. Lindsay's doing well. That's the 5th. Right. Oh, what's they given here? What's he given here? Has he dropped it?
Penalty. He's given him a penalty.
Ball steal.
Tackle complete then coming.
And again the look to the bench. Are we still kicking for goal, coach?
Yes.
And again the answer comes, yes, you are. They're going up in 2s. They're throwing the odd 6.
Missed.
But generally they're going up in 2s.
You know something?
An offside
I don't think this is
involved on
about Sheffield. I think this is how good Batley are. I think they're vigorous, they're strong, they're athletic, they can do what they want. And Sheffield have been a little bit knocked out of kilter.
Yeah, they certainly have. You know, you look early doors, Andy Henderson got a little bit of a head knock, was very slow to get up off the ground. Brambani's got a little bit of a leg injury. Knowles now gone off. They're at 6s and 7s, but you've got to give full credit to the Batley side. They're running harder, they're running quicker, they're playing the ball faster, they're enthusiastic with their chase and their contacts. And at the moment, Sheffield have got no answer for the real big men of the Batley side.
Moore puts it over. It's his 4th successful kick of the day, and Batley lead by 12 points to 0. And those penalties are proving to be effective because they've kicked 3 penalties now. It's as good as a try and a goal. 3 penalties to give them that 12-0 lead. And here comes Sheffield to start again with Pax Walker putting it high. And Batley will again get their hands on the ball in the shape this time of Miles Greenwood with the first catch. And run back by Alex Rowe. But we've seen Sheffield at 6s and 7s in games before, and in the season generally, and they are a team who can fix it, aren't they?
Oh, my word, yeah. Half-time, it's all fixable. Within the game, it's all fixable. They've got that good DNA, you know, they've been there and done that, but I'm just impressed with Batley. I think they've made very few mistakes. They've won the ground, they've played the ball quickly.
Out comes Flanagan from dummy half. Sharp by him. Collected by Black. Oh, and that's good. Good from Keegan Hurst. He might be tall, but he almost got through on his hands and knees. Here's Flanagan again on the 5th. Spun away for the kick of Gareth Moore. Moore again finds the ground. How good is his kicking game at the moment? Well, not quite perfect, but not far away.
He changed direction on that kick as well, because he saw that QLT was in a position to get his straight kick, so he's tried to change direction, put a bit too much beef on it, but they'll not be disappointed with the structured restart.
I was just going to say, I don't think they'll be too disappointed with that, really, because it gave them a chance to get their line set and really get up hard. You know, tackle 2 and they're they've only gone 12 metres, so they'd be happy with that result.
Here's Tolopapa in the middle, looking for a bit of the hard labour, and he's done well, and he's got offload as well. And on that right-hand side, it's with Armstrong. 3 defenders drawn to him, never a chance of getting an offload. So here they come again, hard labour being done at the moment. Hurst taking it in. A dummy half, it's Davey. Oh, and just a little bit of a slip. Just looked as though he might have been arcing into a bit of a gap there, but he went over. Quentin Lola-Tagagai picks it up and puts it onto Walker, and Walker puts the kick towards his left-hand side. There's only one man back there in the shape of Batley defenders, Johnny Campbell. He caught it in the field of play and was ushered out behind the dead ball line. It'll be a drop out underneath the sticks.
Well, this is more Sheffield-like, isn't it? The element of patience. They chew the meters up, Walker puts, or Brambani puts the kick on a sixpence, and they get 6 more plays. This is what they're really good at.
3 minutes to the break. Batley desperately keen to hang on to this lead, taking them into half-time. And equally, Sheffield desperate to get themselves back into the game. Dropout is taken easily enough by QLT. Run back by Green into the shoulder, the rather vigorous shoulder of Davis.
Don't close the space, yeah?
Flanagan, Davey organising them at dummy half. Here's Strapper. 20 metres away, Strapper. Davey again, picks up, collects, looks to this middle of the pitch. Stringer helps it on, and through Brambani and Walker it's now moved towards Garside. 2 defenders up around him, making sure the tackle was effective. It's slowish. Oh, it's picked up by Walker just about. Hurst helps it on. Stringer bowls it back here to Quentin Lola-Tagagai. He puts the kick in towards the corner. It's a chase here. It's a scramble. And it will roll out of play for a dropout underneath the sticks again. It's another repeat.
I think I thought that was a knock-on from the Sheffield player going through there.
Hang on. Is he having a check here?
We've got a Batley player that's injured.
I think he is. The referee's asked the video referee, Phil Bentham, just to have a look here to see if this is the correct decision, this restart.
Can I just have another replay on that, please?
Let's hear from Phil Bentham.
I think it comes off the Sheffield hand. Slow, please. No, it's come off his leg, actually. It's come off his leg. Has it hit Batley at all? No, it doesn't look like it's hit Batley at all. Just have a look at this once more. There's definitely nothing on the hand. It's off a Sheffield leg. Still Sheffield. Still Sheffield. Matt, 20-metre restart, mate.
Well, it'll be a big relief to the Batley fans in the audience tonight, because this afternoon, rather, because it has been given as that 20-metre tap restart. And that's a big lift as well, isn't it? Because that would have been their third consecutive set.
Yeah, big lift for Batley.
Instead of defending, they can run with the ball in their hands. They tell me it's a lot easier to do that. Is that right?
Depends who you're running at. This bloke's done a great job for Batley off the bench.
This is Flanagan. Here comes Davis. Davis taking it vigorously forward again. He was well met. It was Hurst who made the contact. Keegan Hurst doing well, trying to twist his way forward again. Oof, there was a tackle. Well, that's a poor pass from Flanagan, which has put a bit of pressure here on Gareth Moore. He's not going to get the kick away, but again, it wasn't the 6th. They were looking to kick on the 4th, and twice that's happened. And they've been given a bit of a let-off because they weren't set in the way they should have been. The good kick, though, that is a good kick from that position. Made even better by the 2nd and 3rd bounce, and Quentin Lola-Tagagai runs it back again in the face of a good Batley chase, and he ain't going anywhere, is he?
Well, poor effort on the kick from Flanagan, then Black retrieves it with a great kick that clears QLT, and then the 3rd piece of the jigsaw, great Batley chase.
So Sheffield looking to explode from inside their 20 again if they can, but Batley keeping them absolutely smothered just at the moment. 30 seconds of this first half remaining. Brambani throws it out. It's taken here by Pat Walker. Black did well there, because Black got up there and did just enough to make sure that Walker couldn't pass it away. Otherwise, there was a big gap on this left-hand side, and there's another big tackle. Walter Really big effort here from Batley because they knew that set was an important one, and the kick's a good one. The kick's a good one, but Batley will get it back. And we're not going to have time for the scrum, actually, because the seconds are running down, and that will be the half-time hooter. So Sheffield have been kept to 0 in this first half. Batley with a one-try, Johnny Campbell in the 13th minute. That was an electrifying score. Other than that, it's all come from the boot of Gareth Moore with his 4 goals. 3 of those have been penalties. Sheffield need a big turnaround in the second half. The team meeting has already begun. We're already looking forward to it. We'll see you in a moment.
Kingston Press Cider, official partner of the England Rugby League team. For real cider lovers. The NHL is back on Premier Sports. Thursday we have a fantastic live double with the Devils in Pittsburgh and the Rangers in Phoenix. The weekend gets going with more live Devils action as they take on the Islanders. And Saturday it's Detroit, Boston and Edmonton, Vancouver. Hockey is back, live on Premier Sports.
At Esso, we've developed a specially formulated fuel. A fuel designed to give you apples.
Esso, fill up your club card when you fill up your tank.
League Weekly, the super newspaper bringing you super coverage of our super sport. Faster than a speeding Josh Charleyman, more powerful than a Burgess brother, and able to break huge stories in a single article. With reports by your favorite superheroes from all over the rugby league world. Is it a newspaper? Is it a website? It's League Weekly, your #1 rugby league newspaper. Subscribe now or pick up your copy in newsagents this Monday.
It's time to set the record straight. Betdac charge new customers a maximum of 3% commission versus 5% at Betfair. That means more for you. So ask yourself, which sports betting exchange really gives you value? Betdac, the sports betting exchange. Value you can bet on.
Kingston Press Cider, official partner of the England Rugby League team. For real cider lovers.
So what a first half that proved to be. 12-0 battle. I don't think anyone saw that coming, that scoreline at half-time, did they?
I don't think anybody saw the way that Batley could probably dismantle what Sheffield looked to do and looked to do to you. I think they've been enthusiastic, vigorous, close Sheffield players down, handle their Batley, handle their big blokes, and when they've had the ball, they've played the ball quicker. Their big blokes have done a great job rolling the team forward, and the try we saw from Campbell, wow.
Yeah.
Winner.
We talk about game plans, Dave Woods, and coach is saying this is the game plan, and full marks to John Keir because he's obviously got that game plan in place today, but you need the players to actually execute it, and they've done that really well.
You can have all the game plans in the world, and someone's got to go out on the field and they've got to, like you say, execute that game plan, stick to it, and just keep batting away at it. Sometimes teams get in a good position in the game and they go away from what got them into that position, thinking they have to try things. What'll be interesting is how they come out in this second half. They need to keep that mentality up, because if they can score next, what Sheffield will do will then start to chase the game, and then they can come up with some more errors from them.
Well, we got the feeling before the game today that given the wingers are on show for both sides, all 4 of them, and the 2 fullbacks as well, we were going to see something special today in terms of try scoring, and we've not been disappointed. The only try of that first half scored by Batley, by Johnny Campbell. This was a real wow moment, wasn't it?
Well, it's down to Jason Walton. He makes the space for him, but he has to finish it. There's 2 special players. The in and away here. Watch, in, out, pass, and he's down the sideline. Going to be tackled here. No, he's not. Kick step, said I've got you for pace, and just blows him away. QLT thinks he's nailed him. Thinks I've got him in the corner, no problem. There, front on, end on, you see the great play from Walton to release Campbell. And this is not an easy thing to do. Not anybody can do what he did there. That's a fabulous score, whichever way you look at it.
And the chances are we're going to be seeing something just as special in the second half from one of these two sides as well, because you get the feeling it's not the end of the try scoring, but when they've not been able to score tries necessarily, Batley, they've taken the advantage of indiscipline, if you call it, from Sheffield, and every opportunity they've had, they've gone for goal here today.
He's keeping the tins rolling, and his strategy is paying off at the moment. I think that will force Sheffield into maybe a little bit more expansion. Here we see, I think it's a high tackle where you can't argue with that one. He loosened his teeth and his jaws, so that's a penalty, not an intentional thing. I think he just sidestepped him and bang, there you go, Gareth Moore.
He missed that.
That's the one he missed. There you go. Anyway,
that doesn't
he got the next three. And here we see again, I think there's interference. It's Michael Knowles here that's left on the ground and he's all over him like a rash, so he has to give the penalty there, and I reckon he kicks this one.
Yeah.
There you go. I knew he would. Seen it, you see. So, next infringement. Somebody in on the ball, I think here. Somebody's hands in on the ball, and just too much. We're just lying on too much here, guys. And bang. There's 10-point difference.
They've got to, don't they, though? They're desperate. They're desperate because of the way, the quickness and the speed of the Batley side and the way they're playing the ball, and so they're desperate.
That's for a second effort, I feel, by Talapapa.
And guess what? They went for goal again, and guess what?
I bet he kicks it.
Over it went again.
Yeah.
It's like watching a rugby union match, isn't it? But
not quite.
It's effective, and it's all about winning finals, isn't it, on the day? But as we mentioned in commentary, Sheffield do have the ability to fix things. So what kind of response in the second half?
Well, I personally think they'll show a little bit more width early. I think they'll line their players up across the field and look for a few pass plays, because Batley do have. We saw an early kick play, didn't we, from Walker, which I think was trying to exploit the shortness of the Batley line. I think those are a couple of things that we could, but I just think they need some ruck speed. I think they've got to go back to the element of basics first before they can do all of those things. The reason Batley on the front foot is because they're enabling to get so far forward and stop their players. So somewhere around the middle, they've got to find some ruck speed. If they get that, they're too good a team not to feature in this game, Sheffield.
Okay, let's hear what their coach Mark Aston has been saying to them at half-time.
Frantic, you know about like there's chickens going nowhere at blind alleys. People are kicking, that ain't your job. People are ball playing, that ain't your job. I'm asking you, and I asked you before the game, do your little bit to make sure the plan works. 40 minutes there, I have absolutely no idea what you're doing. And I don't think you knew it. Okay? Because we were tired, we were not completing, then we get sloppy in and around the room. The big fellas, and then you look like celebrate. Those come on 3 offloads like that.
And what he's had to say there?
I think he's saying they've knocked us out of our stride. And we've got to get back into our stride to do the things that we want. We ask certain players to do certain things so we can implement our game plan. And he's just, what he's saying there is that they've rattled us a little bit, and we're not quite doing the things we said we'd do. So let's go back to the commitment we gave each other at the start of the game. And you do this, and we'll be sweet. Just hold your nerve.
What about the Batley side of things? Mark Loxton is their assistant coach, and he's speaking with Natalie Quirk.
Mark, a one-sided scoreline so far, but only 12 in it. Give us your thoughts on the first half.
Well, we're delighted with how the first half's gone. Sheffield started coming back into it towards the end there. You know, they're a champion team. They've been the champion of our division for the last couple of seasons, so we fully expect that they're going to have a purple patch at some point in the second half. So it's just how we respond to that, and hopefully his Bulldog spirit will get us through.
Well, how do you keep that momentum going? Because you certainly had it in the first half, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. You know, the secret to our success is just working hard, you know, so that's what we've been speaking about in there. We're just going to work hard, complete our sets, try and play in the right areas of the field, and hopefully that'll do the trick for us.
And keep taking advantage of those penalties. That was obviously part of the game plan.
Yeah, you know, if the penalties come, you know, we're working hard to try and win them penalties, and it's a bit of a breeze as well this second half, so hopefully we'll be able to use that and play him down there.
Any changes into the second half, you know?
No, we'll just carry on doing what we're doing.
Okay. Thanks, Mark.
Okay, thank you.
So Batley are halfway there, but halfway is still a long, long way from being home and hosed. 12-0 they lead at half-time, but this is a team of players, a squad of players who know these big occasions very, very well. They like to dominate matches, as we saw them against Featherstone last year in the final. But if they have to, they know their way back into matches as well, don't they? They've had their disappointments this year, second in the league, second in the Northern Rail final, and those two factors really hurt them, because at one stage they looked favourites to win the league. I think a lot of people would have made them perhaps favourites to win the Northern Rail final, so they'll have really pinpointed this game today and said, we have to win this game for our seat.
Yeah, I think you're right, Dave, but Batley don't have to read that script. They certainly haven't in the first half, and whether they can manufacture that same level of enthusiasm that we saw in the first half, you know, they forced Sheffield into some uncharacteristic mistakes and plays. But it's one thing doing it for 40 minutes, you know, Sheffield have to respond there. I think the challenge is Sheffield now.
And the last 2 weeks, the physicality of the last 2 weeks, sorry, I'm speaking with my mouth full now, aren't I? I do apologise. The physicality of the last 2 weeks and the emotional intensity of the last 2 weeks, what does that do to Batley?
Well, I think they're ready for a big game. I think they've won in all types of adversity. They've come through a poor period of form in the league. They've turned that around. They played well towards the back end, very, very well. And they've beaten two extremely good teams in the Golden Point, let's not forget. Two of the favourite teams.
Dave Woods, how do you see it going from here?
Well, if Batley can keep that momentum up that they had in that first half and get a real good start in this half, they'll be very hard to run down. If they take their foot off the gas or they give Sheffield a sniff, Sheffield will take it, because they've got some explosive players that can score tries from anywhere. So they need to be real strong and continue doing what they did in the first half.
I do apologise for talking with our mouth full, but when you're doing 3 games over 7 hours on a Sunday, you've got to take what food you can and when you can, don't you? So anyway, second half underway. Sheffield looking to drive it back towards the 40-metre mark here. First score, how important now? First score of this second half, how important is that?
I think it's very important. I think, you know, like I said earlier, if Batley can get those first points, it puts some pressure, more pressure on Sheffield, and Sheffield are the type of team that then try and chance their arm and will come up with some errors if they do that.
Here's Johnson.
That was a great kick from Brambani under pressure and made even better by Armstrong's chase.
So Sheffield looking to wrestle their opponents down as quickly as possible here. Walton coming in, as we see him so often do, just comes back down the middle. He's got a toughness about him, hasn't he? Nice to take them on. And here's Alex Rowe towards the halfway line. He is, of course. We have to announce your interest in Jason Walton. He's playing for you next season, isn't he, at Salford?
He is.
As is
Greg Johnson.
Quentin Lolatagagai running it back towards the 20-metre line here. Saw some magic from him against Halifax a couple of weeks ago. Is he going to repeat here again today? 34 tries so far this season, Quentin Lolatagagai, but that fades by comparison with Mensah-Yere, who scored 45 tries in total this year. 33 of those in the league. Oh, the hands didn't quite reach where they needed to be. And it's a knock on, the referee's decided. So Sheffield have given up possession very cheaply here. Batley get the head and feet 20 metres away.
So that's the early. I predicted they'd try to go for a few more early shifts, but you have to execute that. He's adjudicated, that's come off his shoulder and gone forwards. So it's a Batley head and feet at the scrum.
And what are we reading? I don't think Michael Knowles is out there yet, is he? What are we reading into that then? Is he being spelled, or do you think he might have a bit of an injury?
The way he remonstrated with the trainer, I don't think he's injured. He didn't want to go off. But you look at the bench for the Sheffield side, they've got Davey the hooker, and then they've got 3 back rowers in Strapper, Garside and Green. So someone had to come off in the back row.
Here's Davis carrying it forward and getting the offload, and collected here now for Flanagan, and Flanagan very nearly there. Lindsay waiting, as it turns out, patiently at dummy half. Does get it away eventually. The two halves working together. Walton spins it back, this time into the hands of Black. Got a touch there from a Salford player, a Sheffield player, sorry. And it means it's another 6 tackles here for Batley. 10 metres away, 6 tackles to have a real go. Rowe helping it on, Batley keeping it alive. This is Keegan Hurst. Hurst trying to brush away those defenders, failing to do so. But what a position, what a position. Flanagan Flicking it back. Little dummy shown, and the dart by Gareth Moore. And again, very close. Davies is waiting on this left-hand side. Oh, it's a dummy instead by Lindsay, and Lindsay's over! Could see where he wanted to put it down, couldn't quite get it down, lost the ball in trying to do that. And it means that Sheffield survive.
Well, he's twisted and he's turned, he's done everything but get the ball down, and he's tried to get rid of it in the end and loses the ball forward. So a bit of pressure off the Sheffield line early in this second half.
Flanagan's putting his finger in the air to say 1 big minute to go, but that's how close they were to a third score, rather a second try or a 3-score lead in this game. Batley, it remains at 12-0. And I just wonder, given the mentality of every time we get a penalty, let's go for it, do they start even thinking about drop goals in that position?
Yeah, why not? Makes it a 3-score. That's play on, he's just thrown the ball away. Well,
he was looking for a penalty there, wasn't he, with the Batley man on the floor, and I think he might get it. I think he might get it. The referee is consulting. I think Patch Walker did that purposefully, didn't he? Because the Batley man was down on the floor.
He was injured, though. Why was he going to get out of the way?
Touch judge. That's his say. And the penalty is given. Well, that's what Patch Walker was looking for, wasn't it?
Well, he was, and we saw that in the game, the Oldham Rochdale game, and the same thing happened. The dummy half tried to milk the penalty and dropped the ball, and it was called a scrum.
Sheffield will be very happy to get it this far downfield at this stage. Here comes Green. I said before, he gets through some work, doesn't he? Now Brambani on this right-hand side. Dwayne Straffer in the right channel. Davey up and scoots. Keegan Hurst put about a long arm out and grabbed him round the collar. Slow him down. Lindsay followed up with a tackle as well, and Green's here again. Just to drive it forward and keep his side going forward. Trying to build the momentum. Final tackle in the set coming up. Brambani goes wide. Armstrong helps it on. Tolapapa has it. It's still the 6. The kick's awful. The kick's dreadful. It's an easy take for George Flanagan, and Batley will be very relieved that that set ended like that.
Well, Batley have to keep playing here. You just can't allow Sheffield to play at you. The thing they did really well in the first half was go at Sheffield at every opportunity, and they need to keep that in their arsenal.
Well, this is nice by Campbell. Oh, and it's hit high. Hit high. I think it was Stringer the culprit, wasn't it?
It was high, watch. Wasn't a difficult one, that one.
Well, it's the arm of Davey, wasn't it? The arm of Davey that came around him. So the penalty for Batley, which Flanagan will take. Too far out to go for goal on that occasion. Just drive it forward again. Lindsay.
Hold there, hold. Go.
Here's Black. Keegan Hurst. Taking them into position. Slowly but surely, 2 tackles gone. Flanagan. An obstruction.
Yeah, I think that's a good call.
And how frustrating is that for a coach when you're in that position? You give the opposition a penalty.
And they've just had a couple of scruffy finishes to sets here, Batley, which you can't do against Sheffield. You can't give them. That's 2 penalties now and giving them a leg up into this part of the field.
Was a good clearing kick as well, because 5 metres inside their opponent's half is where Sheffield start here, and they're going to be led by Tom Armstrong with that first drive. 7 minutes of the half play. 33 to go. Here comes Tolapapa.
Go.
Picked up by Davey. Brambani to Walker. Cross the line, it's going again. Here's Garside in that left channel, and 3 of them trying to push him out of play, but he was a long way short of the line before he went down. Hurst now takes it off. Sheffield offering a threat. Batley know they're under pressure. Henderson back on the field, quickly scuttles up into position. Here comes Stringer. Stringer turns it around. Henderson wants it back. Now he gets it. They're trying to isolate the man on that left-hand side. Yere has it. Good tackle. Good tackle coming in. I think it was Campbell on that far side. Here comes the kick. right to the other side. It's not a good kick, it's an awful kick, and it's a tap back on the 20.
Yeah, poor finish to an ordinary set from Sheffield. Normally they got more incision, and the lack of nose maybe on that left-hand side has affected them a little bit.
Trying to look across to the bench to see if Michael Knowles is over there. Is he?
Yeah, he's there. He's sitting there in closest to the, well, the tunnel, I think it is. Oh, no, that's Davey.
And the news from down there, Natalie...
There he is walking back there now, Dave.
Yeah, Natalie's been inquiring, and she said there is no injury. Another penalty. Garside going round the chops of Alex Rowe.
That's a good expression. Right round his chops.
Yeah. So Batley revving it up here. 30 metres out. Keegan Hurst to take it in. Flanagan. Lindsay.
Oh, he's a good player, this Lindsay. Him and Davis are the workhorses of the team, and they just show up all the time, don't they?
Flanagan again. This is Black. Push and a shove. As Bretherton is put down, but only 5 metres away. Bretherton to his feet, and Flanagan rather is off here. Sheffield's defence had him covered well enough. Well, the pass is not the best, and it's given away. Literally, Hurst will pick it up for Sheffield again.
That's 3 disappointing finishes to Batley offensive sets. They won't continue to get away with this. Give an opportunity to Sheffield at some stage. So John Keel will be sending the message down. Let's be a little bit more clinical at this end of the field and try our chances on a kick play.
50 minutes, and Sheffield still to score. It's not many sides this season, or any recent season, who will have kept Sheffield scoreless at this point of a game. Here's Batty. But we have seen flick of the switch is all it takes. Garside, back to Henderson. Henderson and Barney. Not finding a way past Davis. That was the 5th. So on the last, Walker will put the kick downfield. Again, it's a good one because he's found that gap, but the jagged bounce, taking it back to Greenwood. He might have had a bit of a nervous moment in catching it, but helps it on to Johnson, and Johnson's tackled 25 out. Batty's in back play, injured at the moment, but he's wobbling back towards the defensive line. You see him joining his teammates. Here's Walton, gets it away again, and suddenly there's space for Black on that right-hand side. Button the step back on the inside. Good full-back play by Quentin Lulata-Gargai. It was a scruffy play, the ball.
Oh, he's called a knock-on.
To the point of being a knock-on.
Oh, great play again from Walton here. Shifts it from under his arm where they think he's carrying the ball out to 2 hands and puts Black away, and is that where he knocks on? Scruffy.
Yeah, look, this is one of them things, isn't it? You see far worse play the balls than that get called up, that get allowed to play on, and that there was nothing wrong with that. That should have been play on. He did the right thing, Black. He took the ball to the tackle. He didn't try and throw in a miraculous offload, and he hasn't been rewarded for that.
Well, he did kick it forward, didn't he? It might have been a penalty. We're deciding that because it was accidentally played forward, that's the reason it was a scrum down. Here's Henderson from dummy half. Green. Henderson again, up there. Shostak to his left. Shostak pushing forward again towards the halfway line. Henderson's marching into position again now. Takes it on, and Joe Hurst is tackled. 5 gone. Next will be the last. Brambani with a kick. Safely gathered in by Greg Johnson. And here's Byron Smith. Mullally.
Well, Mullally did well not to put a hand on that.
Black to Walton. Walton taking them on again down that right channel and bouncing off 2 defenders.
Having a big game, isn't he?
I bet you're glad you've signed him now, aren't you? He's having a cracker. If you make him man of the match, do you chip a bit of his contract next year?
Yeah.
6,374 here today, by the way. We don't choose man of the match, by the way, today on this game. We have done on the previous two games, but it's the Tom Bergin Trophy, this final award for the man of the match. So it is the ladies and gents from the Rugby League press who make that decision. Catch by Quentin Lola-Tagaga.
Knowles just getting the card now, Dave, ready to come back into the game.
Hold, wait there, George, go.
Green.
Free, clear, onside, clear,
Henderson.
don't dive.
Strap up, almost finding a route through the middle.
Onside.
Henderson again. Brambani, well, he's behind the 40. Behind the 40, how good is this kick? Well, did Greg Johnson have a foot out of play? He did. Greg Johnson was out of play when he tapped that, so it isn't a 40-20 as such, but it is the same result, and would have been anyway.
There's a very good call from the touch judge there. He runs out, jumps back in, so it's deemed to be out. He can't stand from inside. He has to start, or he has to start from inside. He can't jump from the outside of play.
Yeah, it's the right call from the linesman. Got to be in the field of play, and if you jump out and knock it back in, it's play on. They're doing it the reverse way, as we saw there. It's not allowed.
Well, a big moment from Sheffield. George Flanagan, the Batley hooker, just orchestrating the Batley fans to get behind their side because they know how much defending they've got to do here. Mensah Yere, like a flying missile, picked up by Quentin Lola-Tagaga. Quick hands away to Scott Toner. Sheffield back in the game. Matt Thomason points the finger. One kick, one swift moment of handling on the other side, and suddenly it's final on again.
Well, here's the kick, the Brambani kick. Great kick. Johnson gets back there, but there's a dump from the field of play. It's the right call for the scrum. Early ball to Yeri, who gets on the outside of his centre, and there's the QLT gives him the play. Quick play the ball. Batley defence can't regroup. Campbell and Walton left isolated for the finish for Turner. Campbell could have probably done a little bit better staying on his winger.
Game on, one try apiece now. But in a game that seems to have been dominated by goal kicks, here's another one that is mightily important because they're still 8 points behind. They'd have to score twice, 2 tries, if they're going to win it, Sheffield. Brambani narrows the gap to 6. If he puts it over, he's put it wide. Listen to the response of the Batley fans. They know how important that miss might be. But at least his side are back in this contest with a bang. 4 points to Sheffield, 12 for Batley as a result of that.
No, mate, it's definitely right. I've been told.
So now to see if and how that score changes the dynamics of this game. Got away with it, Shostak.
Go.
Here's Henderson. Sheffield looking to run it free. Garside.
Wait. Go.
Henderson. Green again. One of those dynamos on the field that just keep going and going and going and going. Henderson. Knowles is back on. But there he is. Henderson again. Here's Strapper.
Hold, go.
Brambani's kick away. That's a good one.
He's starting to find his range now, isn't he? the back of some good go forward from Sheffield and that organisation that Mark Aston was asking for at the start of the second half.
Here comes Greenwood. Interesting to see that Knowles has come back on this right-hand side. And Garside remains in that left channel for Sheffield. Shostak and Henderson doing the job. I think the head hit the ground there, but there's nothing untoward about the tackle. It's a pick-up and a run here from Flanagan, who's done ever so well from dummy half. Yere and Turner are the men to stop him eventually, but he's very nearly the halfway line. A spin by Johnny Campbell. That must have hurt. Here comes the sixth. Kick by Ben Black. Quentin Lolatagaga gathers it in eventually. Runs it back. Decent chase from Batley, but he's good at breaking those chases up, but helps it onto Turner. Referee saying play on here. I think one or two hesitated because they thought there might have been a decision made by the referee, but it says play on.
I think he was saying that Turner shortened the 10, which made it look like they were way offside, the Batley players, but he's claiming that Turner crawled forward at the ruck.
Henderson. Shostak with him. Henderson takes them on. This is Shostak. Sheffield got a bit of width here. Brambani straightens it up. Offloads, a bit of a juggle. Collected by Schruffer. That's a fifth. What do they go for here? How good's the kick? Walker puts a bit of height on it, but maybe not as much as he would have wanted, and an easy one for Campbell in the end. Has he knocked on? Yes, he has. Well, the appeal from the Sheffield players straight away. A plaintive look towards the touch judge on the far side, and Matt Thomason blows his whistle and says head and feet for Sheffield.
That's a loose carry, isn't it? Just drops it cold when it hits the ground.
And it wasn't the best of kicks either. He had plenty of time to take the ball, so bad result for the Batley side and Campbell.
20 minutes left to play. Here's Quentin Lolatagaga to Armstrong. Tagaga again. Green. Henderson at dummy half. Less than 10 to cover for the Sheffield attack. Strapper tries to straighten up. Runs into some fairly muscular defending from Batley again. Really are holding out on their line just at the moment. 3 tackles gone, 3 to go. Henderson once more. He's going to have a skip. Henderson, has he got there? No, he hasn't held up. Well, that must have been one last-ditch tackle.
Oh, that must have been close.
Quick look at that. Oh no.
Turned him, didn't they?
Yeah. Knowles. Here comes the last play in this set. Lolatagaga's up there at dummy half. Throws it back to Brambani, who gets a kick away. Lots of Sheffield players over there. It's kept alive. And Menzi Yere! Try number 46, if it is given. Because Matt Thomason wants a second opinion here from our video referee, Phil Bentham.
From a kick again, so we're going to have a look at the onside, offside. Can't tell on that. Touch judges have called them onside, so we'll have to assume that's the case unless we've got a different angle. If we send it out, they're all well behind the 10-metre line, so that's onside. It's all about the grounding. Yep, that's fine. So just on the grounding now. Arm over, looks like he's fine with that. If we could just get it a little bit slower and pause it on the grounding, please. Yeah, can't see his hand on that one, so the other view was fine. That's the one, it's over the line, that's a try, Matt.
Try given. 8 points now for Sheffield. He's a try-scoring machine this year, Menzi Yere. 46 in total now, 34 for the league season. he is at times simply unstoppable.
That's a great kick from Brambani again. And you have to say, Garside does his job on the catch and releases Yeri, and he's too hard to stop from there.
So Don Brambani, who missed his first attempt at goal, will look to be more successful this time. He's put it wide again. He's put it wide again, and despite the fact that Sheffield are outscoring Batley 2 tries to 1, they are still trailing by 8 points to 12.
Well, Garside is a simple catch, and Gareth Moore, well, Ben Black, sorry, can't do anything about to disrupt that catch, and he just turns and releases Yeri for a free run-in.
Still 4 points the difference. Sheffield with the metaphorical wind at their backs at the moment now, haven't they? They have fixed it to some extent. Here's Henderson. That's a toughish challenge from Danny Moore. Gareth Moore, I do apologise. Here's Armstrong. Henderson. Shostak's with him. Henderson. Walker gets it away to Knowles, who puts the big boot on that one, and here comes the chase. Miles Greenwood. Oh, the bounce was very, very unkind to the Batley team, but then they come up with it. Here's Ben Black. Oh, he might go the distance. What an ankle tap that was. What an ankle tap that was. He got up and got on again. But Mitchell Stringer, the player of the season, with what might be the tackle of the season in terms of stopping Batley. In the meantime, Batley is still going, and they've got tackles in the bag once more. Moore, he puts a kick to the corner. It's allowed to bounce again, and Tolapapa takes it out of play. He did get a touch. The referee's indicating, and he has given head and feet to Batley.
Well, he's gone. Was his foot in touch there? Ben Black's certainly gone down the side lane. And who is it again? Is it Stringer that gets the ankle?
Mitchell Stringer.
Wow, that's a pet play, is that? Try-saving play. What's this? Oh. Brilliant. Great pictures, you have to say. And then a smart play to finish for Batley, and Tolapapa certainly plays the ball out.
Well, Mitchell Stringer, prop forward, player of the year in the championship. He was given that award earlier this week. And he's just pulled off a massive, massive tackle. And that's twice now we've seen Ben Black going down that wing, haven't we? And if it had been Johnny Campbell on each occasion, you'd suspect it would have been a try.
It'd be interesting to see how that previous set panned out. I didn't quite see what happened. I thought it was a knock-on from a Batley.
Yeah, I thought it was. I thought Miles Greenwood came through and knocked on when he was trying to get the ball.
Here's Walton, hammering it forward again. Less than 10 metres away. Paul Mendel back on the pitch and up at dummy half. Here's Byron Smith. Mendel's looking down the blind side. As you know, he'll skip it back to the middle. He'll dummy a couple of times, and then he'll run into a solid brick wall in the shape of Alex Shostak on that occasion. Black stepping, keeping alive as well as they can. Liam Walmsley. Here's Mendel. This is Moore. Davies to his left, but he's going to go himself here, Gareth Moore, and he's knocked it on. He's knocked it on. So Sheffield survive.
Great show and go on a dummy and just drops the ball, does he?
Is it a case?
Didn't he go backwards that one?
Case to say he flicked it backwards.
Yeah.
Time's up. What do you want me to do? Come on, boys, let's go. Peter, calm down. Heads in.
15 minutes to go. Tolapapa, who do you reckon? Who do you reckon, you two? 15 minutes to go. Who's going to win this? Go on.
Too close.
Dave Woods?
He's got another penalty.
Yeah, look, Sheffield have really got the ascendancy at the moment, but and I tipped them at the start of the game, but I think Batley might be able to hold on if they can hold out in this next 2 sets. I think they'll be good for it.
Shostak, 15 minutes left. Here's Green. Some big hits going in at the moment. Lots of contact sought from both attackers and defenders. Stringer to Brambani and Walker now. And again, they got a bit of width maybe, but it closes up and Batley defending. Here's Walker. Green. 2 tackles to go in this set. Henderson. Dummies right, goes left. Walker again puts the kick in behind that defence. Michael Knowles! Oh, he was there. He was there and he couldn't quite get it from underneath his legs, could he, somehow?
Got caught between his legs, and this is my worry for the Batley team at the moment. They're spending far too much time. A great kick from Walker, and he just clean bowled him through the legs, didn't it? And Campbell had to clean it up with a goal line dropout. But Batley just not finishing the sets off in the attacking area well enough, which is allowing a little bit of ruck speed for Sheffield to march them down the field and finish the sets that they want to. Big set this for Batley.
Well, when Dave Woods was saying the next 2 sets, I don't think you were envisaging they would be back-to-back necessarily.
I thought they'd get a goal line drop out there out of them. I did predict that, yeah.
Here comes Henderson. This is Stringer. High quality, high consistency all year. Mitchell Stringer. Henderson again. Brambani. Armstrong. Quickly up by Quentin Lolazagage. Here comes Missy Tolapapa to have a go. Batley defence at the moment will be running close to empty in terms of fuel and energy because they've been asked to do quite a bit in this last moment or two. Brambani spins it left and Walker again. Same thing, kick to the corner. They've got them isolated and Turner flies in for a second. Scott Turner, like a try-scoring missile on that left-hand side, has put us level again in the game with a kick to come.
That's a great kick play. There's 2 passes, Brambani to Walker, Walker on a sixpence. Campbell isolated, as we've seen earlier in that first half, and this time Turner, like a swallow, leaps and dives and catches the ball and finishes it off. Great finish.
Well, they've clearly seen something to work with on that side, haven't they?
And it's worked this time, hasn't it? They tried it in the first half, and now they're getting some field position and some ascendancy in and around the ruck. I just said Batley are not helping themselves at the other end of the field.
No, they're certainly not. You know, they're not coming up with the final, the good execution of play. They've slowed everything down. They needed 12-point lead. They needed to keep playing the game, not just think that 12 points was going to be enough.
Brambani with a huge kick to give his side the lead. Has he? No, he hasn't. It's wide. So it's 3 tries to 1, and yet it is only 12 points apiece.
Great kick from Walker. Sees that Campbell's in the line and short. Turner holding his chalk the sideline and swoops and finishes really well. I'll tell you one thing, Batley know how to win a 1-point game, which is what it's become now.
Well, they've done it in Golden Point the last 2 weeks. They came from 18 behind against Featherstone to win that one last week. We watched them here against Lee a couple of weeks before when they won a Golden Point. And if it stays like this, with 11 minutes to go, they will have their 3rd consecutive Golden Point game.
Well, that's been a disaster for Batley this second half. The amount of penalties they've given up there, that's the 4th.
Look at John Kear's taking this at the moment. Looking a little stressed at the moment. Well, not so much stressed, he's eager to get his message to his team. That's a good offload. Here comes Hurst. 10.5 minutes left on the clock. We're all square at 12 apiece, and Hurst, slow to his feet, is clearly hurt. Shostak.
Really knocked on there, truth be known.
Henderson. Stringer. Oh, here comes Quentin Lolatagaga, flying through the gap, keeps his feet, and Quentin Lolatagaga scores a try that for the very first time puts the Sheffield Eagles in the lead. They are now within touching distance of back-to-back grand final wins. The tide of 2013 has turned their way.
Great finish from QLT, wasn't it? Had the fullback to beat Miles Greenwood and stepped him up really, really well. Only Walmsley was trying to cover it, but it's a play in the middle. Great go forward again from the Sheffield team, and big wide pass play to him, and he doesn't need a second invitation, does he?
Well, the Batley side have been very short on numbers over on that right-hand side all day, and Sheffield, they've done their homework. They've picked that up. They've gone to that kick. They've gone wide a little bit early, and you know, they've done everything right. So, you know, QLT, he's gone skip through. It's not like him to go through games when he doesn't score, so he had to get one in this big one.
For the record, that's his 35th try of the season. Here comes Brambani. He's kicked one. He's finally kicked one. 1 out of 4. But that, by some stretch, the easiest of the day, because finally they score under the sticks.
Yeah, and it's Henderson to Stringer, who we considered a big go-forward blow, but he's put a great short little pass on to QLT. So
there were 1 or 2 idiots throwing things on the pitch, and I don't think anyone from either side would condone that. That restart was kicked short, but Sheffield have taken it safely enough. So what a test of Batley's character here now. Having led for an awful long time in this game, with 8 minutes to go, they suddenly find themselves trying to go behind.
Well, they haven't touched the ball for a long time, and they've just got to get their hands on the ball somehow and hope they can manufacture something in this last 8 minutes.
Wait, go.
Henderson. Henderson again. Little one-arm pickup. QLT, dummy half. Left it goes to Walker, looking to drill it to that big empty space. Make Batley work hard, and Greenwood, having taken it, just steps out of play and concedes the scrum here. Sheffield's head and feed. And John Keir's furious about something there.
Well, I think he wants his full-back to have a, even if he gets barreled in, he wants his full-back to have a crack at trying to get out, but he's sprinting across there. It's really hard for him to stop. Maybe he's saying take the punt this time of the stage, let the punt on the ball going out.
Wait for the ball then.
Big set. Sheffield back in possession. I want to know if they think about a drop goal in the next set of 6 tackles.
Well, I would.
It would be a match winner, you would have thought, wouldn't you? Here's Green. They score a try and kick a goal, though. That equally will be pretty effective. And I'm sure that's uppermost in their minds just at the moment. Henderson's here. 2 tackles gone, out from dummy half. Throws it left, Brambani. Left to Knowles. Knowles to Yere. Mensah Yere, still going. Dragged down. This is Knowles, eventually. Here he is now. Hurling it back. Walker with a kick. That's the drop kick. That's the drop goal. And that, in almost all certainty, is the winner for the Sheffield Eagles. Pat Walker puts it in. 19 points to 12. And surely no way back from Batley now.
Nice little finish, nice little kick. I like the composure of the set. They've had a crack. They've shaped up as if they're playing again.
Well, they've come from 12-0 down and looking awfully out of sorts, Sheffield Eagles in this final. And they lead now 19 points to 12, and they look unstoppable, don't they?
Batley haven't touched the ball for 20 minutes.
Yeah, Batley haven't had any ball, and you know, every time Sheffield have kicked down into that in goal, they've come up with an error, or they've taken it into touch, or So they've had the back-to-back sets of defence to do. So, you know, they would be out on their feet out there at the moment.
Here's Tolapapa. Do they still have the belief? Do they feel they can still get back into this game, Batley? Knowles, again a kick, and just looking for touch, just bang it out of play, let that clock roll down. Let Batley do the hard work here. 1 big minute of defence is what he's asking from his team.
Okay, plenty of hard work. No daft penalties, work hard. No penalties. Heads in.
Lots of anxiety on both benches, I'm sure. But positive energy from the Sheffield bench at the moment, because they'll feel that they have done it. Davis. Still 5 minutes to go. There is still a chance of scoring twice. It's not beyond the realms of the imagination. Here's Mennel. Rowe. No chance of an offload this time, put flat on his back by Green. So they switch it to the right-hand side. Here's Ash Lindsay. 1 tackle to go here. They'll need something fortunate. It's a kick downfield by Ben Black, or massively downfield by Ben Black, out of play by a distance. And with 4 minutes left, that maybe is the final ounce of spirit just seeping away from Batley, isn't it?
Yeah, I think Sheffield are too good to let this one go now. We'll see. It's way too big.
Okay. 2, move forward.
Henderson.
3, move. Hold on.
Stringer.
4, clear. Waiting.
Ahmet Hendel steadied the ship when he came back on the field, didn't he? Organised the team, got him doing all the right things, simple things, little things.
Walker takes a deflection. Maybe there is still a little bit of life left in Batley here. Ben Black. But a miracle required in the 3 minutes remaining. Campbell.
2, move, wait here, go.
Keegan Hurst slamming it forward again. Here's Paul Mennel. Black, inside ball. Looking for any way through the Sheffield line now if they can find it. Mennel again. Comes to Black. Mennel hands it on. Miles Greenwood. Greenwood's taken within about 15 metres. The last tackle is coming up. Mennel moves left. Mennel puts the kick in. The chase to the in-goal area. Oh, just for a moment I thought Tolapapa was going to leave it. With Johnson hot on his heels, but he has put it behind for a tap-out. A dropout underneath the sticks. Now, the man of the match today, not chosen by us. It is the Tom Bergin Trophy, and it is chosen by the ladies and gents of the press. And there's your winner today, Dominic Brambani, the Kingston Press man of the match, the Tom Bergin Trophy. Well done to him. It might have been a final he'll want to forget with those missed conversions, albeit them tough conversions, but it's all come out well in the end. Man of the match, and it would look like a winner as well. Unless Batley come up with something in the 2 minutes that remain. Rowe is put down. This set of 6 holds the key to a possible miracle, and there's your answer. The door locks again on the Batley Bulldogs. First knock on, Sheffield's head and feet here, and with 1 minute and 40 seconds left to play, it is their final for a second successive year.
Certainly is. Just a little bit of miscommunication there between Moore and Davis.
Great atmosphere sweeping round the ground now, because we saw those Sheffield fans celebrating, but the Batley fans are responding, because they'll be awfully proud of what their side have achieved in this last 2 or 3 weeks. Winning those one-pointers and getting to this final, and for a long time putting up a really, really good fight. Here's Yere. Henderson. Drops it, has he? Yes, oh no, it's stolen. Penalty. So a penalty 40 metres out.
2 points.
Well, they don't need them, do they? But what's the point of taking any risks at this stage of the game? Because all 13 fellas on the field here will want to take a full part in the party that is on its way. So no more physical context in this match. It'll be a kick for goal, and that will be the end of it here.
Stay behind the kicker. Stay outside. Time on. Stay outside. Time on.
Dominic Brambani to bring the curtain down on a terrific afternoon for the Sheffield Eagles. Certainly the distance, puts it wide, but he really won't bother with 23 seconds left to play. The clock will carry on ticking down, and I'm not sure Batley will have the heart to take the drop out here, will they? Yes, they will. Yes, they will. Of course they will. And a big kick downfield, but Knowles catches it, and he just bangs it out of play, knowing that that will be that. Congratulations to the Sheffield Eagles. They have done something that no side has ever done before. Back-to-back championship grand final victories. It's their year again in 2013. Dave Woods and Brian Noble, what about that performance today, and what about that performance over the year?
Well, over the year they went out like a rocket ship, didn't they? They were really, really strong. Had their blip towards the back end, but recovered sufficiently enough to find their form. Certainly that second half, the demons were creeping back in after the first half, but they showed how clinical, how methodical. They got to the right end of the field, and particularly Brambani and Walker kicked magnificently well to bring home the spoils for this Sheffield. Deservedly so in that second half.
Yeah, look, you know, Batley came out very, very, very well in that first half, but just couldn't do it in that second half. They took their foot off the gas a little bit, but at the same time, we've got to give full credit to Sheffield, because they really lifted in that second half. They stayed patient. They knew that they had players in that team that could get them out of trouble and could score points, and the kicking game was outstanding. And you know, you've got to credit that. Both kickers, Walker and Brambani, they kicked the Batley side to death, really. And you come back to that 40-20 that Brambani got on this side of the field when Johnson was out, and you know, the kicks on the other side where the Batley players come up with some errors and took the ball into touch. So full credit to the Sheffield team.
Let's hear from the man of the match, the Tom Bergen Trophy winner, Don Brambani, who's speaking with Natalie Clough.
Don, many congratulations. Batley made it hard work in that first half, and they had a real fight back in that second half.
Oh yeah, it was really tough. I mean, Batley started off real well. We didn't start off too good. We stuck with it though, stuck to our game plan. We knew that if we do that, we could always come good at the end there.
Do you think you'll be forgiven for missing those kicks and after that?
A bit of a shocker with Boot today. I mean, I'd just like to say, for all our players were man of match today, not just me. Great performance by the boys, stuck in there.
Quick word for Mark Aston as well.
Oh, I'd just like to give Tubbs massive raps there. I mean, we all know that he didn't get anything at the Player of the Year awards, and we go under the radar at Sheffield, and we don't get that respect shown to us. But I think we've opened a few eyes today, doing a back-to-back, winning the league back-to-back there. So well done to the boys and well done to Tubbs, fully deserved.
Congratulations.
Thank you, cheers.
Who knows what the future holds for the Sheffield Eagles, where they'll be playing next year, whether it will be in the city of Sheffield or not, but they have flown the colours of that city just like they did last year. They've done it again today. Grand final winners. We're back with reaction after this break.
Kingston Press Cider, official partner of the England Rugby League team. For real cider lovers. This October on Premier Sports. The puck drops on the new NHL season.
Sends it to the front, backhand, score!
NASCAR's best continue on the chase for the Sprint Cup.
It is not over yet, though.
The NRL Grand Final, live and exclusive.
What an incredible try!
Top MMA with Cage Warriors 60. Plus lots more great football from South America, including the Copa do Brasil quarter-finals. See all this and more this October on Premier Sports.
It's time to set the record straight. Betdac charge new customers a maximum of 3% commission versus 5% at Betfair. That means more for you. So ask yourself, which sports betting exchange really gives you value? Betdac, the sports betting exchange. Value you can bet on.
4020 magazine is your next generation rugby league monthly, packed with high quality articles by the best known names in the game. Taking rugby league seriously, but not too seriously, 4020 magazine aims high and doesn't miss, and is in stores on the 13th day of every month. You can subscribe by either calling this number or visiting scratchingshedpublishing.com. 4020, the alternative voice of rugby league. iPhone and iPad edition also available. Kingston Press Cider, official partner of the England Rugby League team. For real cider lovers.
Well, a big smile on Mark Aston's face. Boy, he'll love this moment. Great season they've had, haven't they? Terrific season. Runners-up in the championship. They got to the Northern Rail final. Very disappointed they lost that. Had a hell of a run in the Challenge Cup final. Lost in the quarter-finals to London. But they are winners today. And our referees, Matt Thomason and his officials, his team, taking their medals here. What do all these officials do? But there seems to be a lot of the referees' team, didn't there? Well, it's a trudging walk for the Batley players. John Keir, their coach. But what a story they have provided for us this year. Finished 5th in the league. They had a spell in the season where they just seemed to be unable to win a game, but they hung on to 5th place, had a good finish towards the end of the season, and then a terrific journey through the playoffs. Some absolutely hair-raising stuff against Lee and against Featherstone. And they started today on fire. 12-0 they led at one stage. Say at one stage they led for 12-0 with 50 minutes played. But Sheffield turning the screw on them and getting back, and all that possession in the second half, making it count. A lot of these players, including him of course, Jason Walton, have played their last game for Batley today. What was it Gareth was saying? 8 of them who make their bow. Won't be playing in Batley colours again next year. It all starts again next year. And I'm sure John Keir, the man at the back there, is already looking forward to starting again next year. Not to be today, but it was to be today for this team. Eddie Batties needs the help of crutches there to get himself up the steps. Missy Talapapa leading the way. Gordon John Cox and David Oxley handing over the medals. mentioned it earlier, it's always lovely to see David Oxley on these big occasions. He's the president of the RFL. This year, it's something that gets passed around each year, and this year it is David Oxley, CBE, who wears that big gong around his neck. Patch Walker, Quentin Lolatagagai, saw a try for him today. Enjoying every minute. Ian Swire, the chairman, we just saw there, getting a hug off QLT. Sheffield Eagles flag flown high. You just wonder where they will be next year. There's talk of the Owlerton Stadium, isn't there? That needs a bit of money spending on it, a bit of upgrading. And potentially they've got a massive future with the new stadium that we're told is being developed. And if that does come off, then my word, watch them fly, the Eagles. But just a little bit of uncertainty ahead of them. But they won't bother about all of that today. All that put to the back of their minds. Dominic Brampani. Now this, by the way, this trophy, had a lift of it earlier. It is the heaviest trophy in rugby league. It doesn't look much, but I tell you, it's like there's lead in that. So just have a watch.
Well, they all do weights.
When Mitchell Stringer gets there, he should be strong enough, shouldn't he?
He can pick up with his little finger.
A word with David Oxley and Mitchell Stringer, who's Barnsley born. Handed over, and here it goes. Sheffield Eagles, the grand final winners in 2013. The first club ever to win it back-to-back. It is a fantastic achievement by that bunch of players. A lot of them did it last year and have done it again at this. Started his rugby league career at Sheffield, went off to London and Salford, but came back to the local club 7 years ago, Mitchell Stringer, and he's had a fantastic year to remember this year. Let's hear now, though, from the Batley coach, John Keir. He's speaking with Natalie Quote.
John, commiserations, a great first half from you. You stopped them scoring for 55 minutes, but that was the kick they needed, I suppose, wasn't it, in the end?
Well, in the second half, our completion rate was very poor, and we went away from doing what we were doing in the first half. We looked after the ball very well in first half, played some good field position rugby. We kept Sheffield away from our line, but in the second half, we invited them onto our line with penalties and early tackle errors, and ultimately just the juice just ran out of us.
What do you take from this first grand final appearance then?
Well, what they can do is, obviously, if we stay together as a group, which obviously a lot are leaving, but we could learn that, you know, you need to just stay composed throughout the 80 minutes, and by staying composed, it's by going through the same processes time after time. We wanted to win the game too early. We needed to realise it was 80 minutes. You can't win a grand final after 45, 50 minutes. You've just got to stay in the fight for the full 80.
Thanks, John.
Pleasure now.
Here they go. With the celebrations. Boy, do they love it. Boy, do they love it. Wanted to be involved in the World Cup, of course, but their domestic finish has been terrific. Here's a man who's going to be involved in the World Cup. He's the Ireland coach, Mark Aston. Today, he's a very proud Sheffield Eagles coach with Natalie Quirk.
Mark, congratulations. You've made history, back-to-back grand final winners, but I think a lot of people would say of the season you've had, you deserved a trophy at the end of it.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's a pretty special group, you know, that... You know, we just found a way to win, and you know, it wasn't vintage. We got ruffled and fair dues to Batley. You know, had done a good job on us, and I couldn't see where we were going to win the game. But you know, they've got a lot of belief and a lot of confidence, and they wanted it so much, and they stuck there right well at the end, and you know, luckily that we got the result.
What did you say in that half-time, right? We heard some of it, but probably not all of it.
You know, I was calm. I was disappointed for them because they're better than that, and we went away from the game plan. I asked them to go back to the game plan, do the little things a little bit better, and I thought we did that towards the back end of the game. Even at the start of the second half, I thought we were poor, and then the last 30 minutes, I think we completed 10 out of 10 and built a little bit of pressure. And then luckily enough, we've got a few plays that can just win the game for you. And I'm immensely proud of the boys because they wanted it so much, as I say. We thought we got dished this week at the awards, and now we're going to sit there and smile, put a smile on his face and say, well, hey, how was the Club of the Year?
Congratulations, Mark.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
He's still talking about Club of the Year, isn't he? It hurts that they weren't the Club of the Year, but he won't mind that, because in terms of silverware, they are the Club of the Year. They've won the grand final. So that's the domestic season over in the Championship. What about the international season still to come, the World Cup?